Good morning and welcome. I'm Karen. This is Ronica's Dreams Coaching and Tarot. Today is Thursday. Yay! Almost Friday. Um, Hope y'all are doing fantastic. Guess what? I'm going to use the Runic Tarot. I haven't used this in a long time, and it's one of my favorite decks. I don't know why, because I had it sitting back on my shelf. That's why, probably. I'm going to use the Somnia for clarifying still. So this is our daily reading. I hope you all are doing fantastic. We're going to take a look at current situation, influences around it, is collective, take what resonates. And let's do a couple more shuffles. And let's go. What do we need to know? Oops, keep that there. Current situation. Queen of Wands. Present influence. The Sun. Oh, so much fire. Look at it. It just looks so bright. Okay. Future influence. Seven of Pentacles. What we don't see. My eye is watering. I don't know why. Ooh, King of Wands. What to look for. Seven of Wands. Unexpected. High Priestess. Challenge. The Fool. Strength. Empress. Where does this lead? Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is looking at everything that's happening here. And then the Ace of Cups. And it's very interesting to me because the Page of Pentacles studies, right? They focus on one thing. They really, learn everything they can. And looking at this, where I feel like this is like a study of the situation. Like, okay, I got that overwhelmingly. It's just she's looking at all these cards. And it's like, okay, now what? And especially with the Fool there in the challenge, it's like I gotta figure out. I've got to know more. Like there's still more to know. Advice, please. Temperance. The World is at the bottom of the deck. So there feels to be like some kind of, okay, so I feel like things, if this is the same situation that's kind of been happening for a while, the World is saying that things are definitely getting to a place where there's been a life area that's come to a close. So something new is definitely going to get started here. So that's good. The Queen of Wands is in the present influence, and I'm going to clarify it just because. So I feel like this is definitely the energy of, this is the current situation, right? Yeah, I said that. Did I say influence? It's the situation. So it feels to me like there's just this energy of being very, passionate and really going, okay, I'm not going to be patient any longer. Although your advice is temperance, I am not going to be patient any longer. I'm excited. I have a lot of passion going on right now. And with the Sun being the influence, I think that's what's causing it. It's like, okay, you know what? I'm happy. I'm going to feel good. Everything feels right. I'm in a great mood. And I'm going to use that great mood to help motivate me to move forward. I will double check that, but I feel like that's what it's saying. Tell me more about the Queen of Wands, please. Ten of Swords. Yep, Magician. Sun. So exactly that. I shouldn't put that on my lap because it will slip off. Ten of Swords, the Magician, Sun. What's over is the not understanding or not seeing everything that you're meant to see. I feel like too what might be over is someone hiding something from you. It's not going to be happening anymore. I feel like there's something that's coming out, and I feel like that's why you're happy, and that's why that's why you're like kind of motivated. We've got the King of Wands too, and what you don't see. So there could be someone coming in that's causing this, and you don't realize it. Or We'll talk more. Okay, so the sun. Tell me more about the sun. I love the sun in this deck. It feels good. It kind of reminds me of the chariot as well, but the chariot can be very exciting too, right? Um, but in this is the sun, right? Yeah. So, but I love the sun energy just because if that's an influence, it means that things are kind of picking up and you're feeling better in general, you know. Tell me more about the sun. The sun, King of Pentacles, and Queen of Wands. We have, I love the cards. Like, how can you get any better than that? The Queen of Wands had the sun as a clarifier, and the sun has the Queen of Wands. So, I mean, it's definitely on the sun. So there's just a lot of joy. It could have to do with somebody or an energy of feeling like you're making it, like you're getting somewhere. And then the Queen of Wands just really feels to me like, you know, just embracing that, you know, motivation, that excitement, that passion that the Queen of Wands carries so much of. And I really like that. That's exciting. I mean, so today you're probably, if not today, maybe it was yesterday, but you're probably feeling really good. I hope you guys are watching this in the morning because it might motivate that good feeling. The Seven of Pentacles is in the future influence. I feel like this is, okay, now we're going to see if everything worked out. I don't feel like it's the weight too. It could be. Tell me more about the Seven of Pentacles. Tell me more. Tell me more. King of Wands, Five of Cups. Okay, so I feel like the wait is over. Like if there was someone that was disappointing you in your life, King of Wands, Five of Cups, Two of Pentacles, I feel like this is, okay, I think things have worked themselves out. There's going to be more balance coming in. Also, if you felt like someone wasn't paying attention to you or you haven't heard from someone for a while and they were busy doing something else, had their focus elsewhere, you may hear from them again. With the Two of Pentacles, that's not for everybody. That's just some of us, and not including me. I don't want me to be part of the reading. Actually, I do, because this is a collective reading. I look at it too. I try to keep myself out of it though, because then I can mess that up. The King of Wands, though, King of Wands is in what you don't see. So this energy, this what we don't see, I feel like a lot of times is someone else. Someone else or something else. It could be like, when I say the establishment, I mean like work, something's happening in the background. If it's somebody else, they might be, you know, just whatever is happening with this situation is affecting you, but you don't know about it. And the King of Wands says there is somebody that has a lot of fire and a lot of passion, and they're kind of helping this along. They also may see you this way. I think someone may be seeing you as a very passionate person. You know, when you're doing this, you can't have the Queen of Wands twice. So I feel like someone is also seeing you very much motivated and excited. Tell me more about the King of Wands. Death, Seven of Cups, and the World. I feel like, yes, oops, the world's upside down. I feel like that's Death, Seven of Cups, and World. I think someone has come to a conclusion, the world, but they've had to, they've changed, which has led them to choices to make. And I think they're at some kind of end of their, again, not an end of the road of any kind. It's just like reaching a goal of some sort, and kind of leaves things open a little bit. I feel like, though, more importantly, I feel like this transformation and finally making a choice, again, I feel like the choice is made because the world is here, is bringing out, you know, more passion in them. And I feel like this person is someone that could affect your outcome, whether it be work or love or friends or family or whatever, because this person could be anybody. What to look for is the Seven of Wands. I feel like this is a reminder, don't get yourself backed up onto that cliff. I feel like this is a warning. Like don't push something and allow it to be pushing it to a point where you're so backed up against the wall you have no place to go. Don't do that. It doesn't mean you can't stand up for yourself, but don't pressure or push, because if you are standing up and someone else is winning, basically it's like, I have nowhere else to go here other than I'm going to have to jump off the cliff. So it's just, I think this is a warning. Be careful of that. Be careful of backing yourself into a corner of some sort, whether it's just emotional corner, a physical corner, like a real, a real thing, not just emotionally, but like at work, taking something where you back yourself into a corner where you have to do something that you don't agree with, or that it takes away a promotion off the table or something. Tell me more about the Seven of Wands. Two of Swords, Seven of Cups again, the Five of Pentacles. So, I think it is kind of, it's that warning that I was explaining. And it's also, if it hasn't worked in the past, it's not going to work again. And if you need to make some kind of choice on how to act or handle a situation, know that you should do it differently. And I feel like if you get too defensive, you could back yourself into a corner. It's really easy when we're sticking up for ourselves to get defensive, right? We want to defend ourselves. And especially if you're like a very much of a leader or very independent. In other words, like you've always had to, you feel like you've always been the one to have to stand up for yourself where no one else you feel does. That is the kind of thing like where, okay, well, yeah, okay, it's okay to stand up for yourself, but don't get so defensive that you don't leave room for something. So I think that's very good knowledge to have. High Priestess is in the unexpected. I feel like this is kind of reaching a moment of trusting yourself as well. The High Priestess is about our inner knowing. Tell me more about the High Priestess, please. Tell me more. King of Wands, Nine of Cups, Three of Swords. I don't think this is a bad thing, though. I mean, I don't, the Three of Swords is throwing me because the King of Wands, okay, here, Nine of Cups, reaching your dreams, the High Priestess. But again, this is the knowing. I think that there is the Three of Swords there again as another warning. And I think unexpectedly, you may be reminded of when you take things the same way or handle things the same way back down here with the Seven of Wands, the outcome will be the same and maybe you'll get hurt. I feel like too, though, unexpectedly, you might realize where the hurt came from if there was anything that hurt you. And that's not going to resonate with everybody, but I feel like if like you go, okay, I now know where this came from and I was right. So I think it is. I think it's a warning. Be careful, because if you do things the same way, reaching these dreams, you may be disappointed or you may get hurt. Now, keep in mind, too, this can be separation. And it could mean that the separation's over. But with it coming at the end of the three cards, It could lead to that too. It could lead to sadness as well. Now, that is why the Fool is sitting here in the challenge. That's exactly why the Fool is here. The challenge is taking that leap of faith, because the High Priestess here is saying you might get hurt. And so should I take that leap of faith? Well, should you? So tell me more about the Fool, right? I mean, you could get hurt. You might not get hurt. 50-50, really. Or if you look at the situation, does it lean more towards getting hurt, or does it just that you don't want to be hurt? You know what I mean? The Fool. Tell me more about the Fool. Moon. Yeah, this would be about renewing something here. So the Moon, I think recognizing that there is a chance to allow yourself to be something to be renewed here. The world is going, okay, I reached this point. Now how do I start over? That's going to be a challenge to start over. This, for some of you, could be definitely work. Like, you know how like you are at a job where you're doing really well and you've reached everything you can, or in a position, or even in a company, and now I've got to do this full thing if I want to start. I'm going to have to start over, which in some cases is great, but in some cases it's scary, so it's a challenge. It also could be about relationships, right? Okay, I'm in a good place right now. I'm in a great place. And do I want this, now that I understand things and things have become clear, do I want to regenerate or have this start over again, renewal, and then it's just going to end? So there's a caution there. You're being cautious. Not necessarily, again, that's just something to understand, that you may have a challenge with this. Doesn't mean you won't do it, doesn't mean you will. It's just the challenge. And if you don't understand, like if you're feeling like you can't make a choice or move forward with something, know that might be what's the why you're struggling. That's the challenge here. So tell me more about the Empress. We have the Empress in our strength, which I feel like is just, I think it says you're a nurturer. You have that in you. That's always a strength, especially in relationships or in work or anywhere. If you're someone that really wants to care about what you do and you care about the people around you, this is a strength no matter what. Tell me more about the Empress. Knight of Swords, Wheel, Five of Pentacles. Something is definitely kind of starting over again, and I feel like it's time to take a new path. And I keep seeing this Five of Pentacles, but that's the way I'm seeing. Don't do things the same way again. But I feel like since this is the strength, I feel like you're not going to. You know that things need to be done differently, and I like that. I do. So we have the Page of Pentacles in where this leads. And like I said, there's a lot of information here, I feel like. And there is. And even after I did this reading, I still feel the same. This page is pondering how to proceed. So you will be in a position where you're going to be putting everything together. The Two of Swords came up a couple times. Seven of Cups came up a few times. And so you've been led to a quandary, and that's why the Page of Pentacles is there. I feel like that's all about figuring this out. Okay, I'm going to look at everything that's happened, and I'm going to piece it together somehow, or, not move forward until I do, because it's followed by the Ace of Cups. But you have to do the work first, and that comes from you. It's not someone saying you have to do the work. This comes from you because you are a little bit more cautious than you may have been in the past. So you're going to look at everything and say, okay, is this good? Is this good or not? So tell me more about the Page of Pentacles. Four of Wands, Chariot, Temperance. So yeah, there is a feeling to me like things are coming together. We've got the Four of Wands, a celebration. The Chariot, right? That's the Chariot, yeah. Sometimes I get mixed up between the Chariot and the Three of Cups. They're both the only cards in this deck that have three people all in the different colors. So sometimes when I see it, I get mixed up. But the Four of Wands, celebration. The Chariot also is celebration to a certain degree, because it's taking on a challenge and allowing yourself to move forward. But the Temperance is doing it calmly. And I think that's what the Page is. Absolutely looking at all of the benefits of what's going on here before moving forward. And also taking into account that you need to, like, we've got so much fire over here. And then we have the Temperance. How do we mix these two, the fire and the water again, to really bring out the best in any kind of situation? Because that means that you're balancing love with passion. And when you can do that, you can not be overbearing with the fire side of this and not be over squishy with the water side of it, right? You're a little bit of both. They both temper each other to some degree or another, right? They just do. Not that the fire has less resilience than the water, right? The water is more apt to put out the fire, but they still, when you try to put these two together, it brings out a medium temperature. So anyway, so I feel like that's what you're figuring out, and you will, because it comes to the Ace of Cups, and I'm going to find out what is this Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is, about a new beginning. It can be a spiritual, an emotional new beginning. It can be a new relationship. It can be anything new when you think of from the heart or creative or spiritual. I feel like it's a more spiritual card. Also, the Ace of Pentacles to me, though, is kind of spiritual. There's something about that. So tell me more about the Ace of Cups, please. What does this mean and where this all leads? Strength, Ace of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. I feel like that you understand your strength, Ace of Swords, understanding. Queen of Pentacles also facing that Page of Pentacles. I feel like you've come to an understanding within yourself of really what you've accomplished between the Strength and the Ace of Swords. And you are still in a place of independence. And also, though, to me, the Queen of Pentacles is patient. And maybe this new beginning is going to take a little bit of patience. And it's going to have to come from you. And we're talking about the fire and water mix, right? And the Temperance comes, and the Temperance is in the advice. So realistically looking at, hey, like, this new beginning is going to be slower, more grounded. And I think that there's some kind of the understanding with the Ace of Swords. There's some kind of understanding here. Like, I get it. That's what I'm feeling. So, that's it. Okay. Temperance. What else? This is a reminder. Keep everything cool. Keep calm. Don't overreact. Don't over emote. Don't over fight. And we talked about all of these things at one time or another in the reading too. Because the Seven of Wands, don't overreact. Don't over defend yourself. You'll put yourself in a corner. It's come up a couple different times. So I can't remember all of them, but it has. So, keep things as even as possible right now, because the more even you are with emotions and how you handle something or how you move forward, it'll allow you to better understand your High Priestess, your inner knowing, as well as, does it need to be slower? Do we need to move slow? Because sometimes if we get overexcited, especially with all this fire right here, it can be really easy to jump into something. And we all want to be, that's fun, right? But it's just asking you to keep it cool. Embrace both sides. It's cool to be excited, but also that softer side, go, okay, I can embrace that too. That's what we got. I'm going to pull 3 more cards just as a extra. I don't know. Does that make noise? I'll check it out. 6 of Pentacles, 10 of Swords, 7 of Cups. Yeah, I feel like, okay, so there is something to me with the Six of Pentacles saying that the one-sidedness is ending, but there's still choices to be made here. So again, we've got the Seven of Cups. That's a big deal. It's come up a lot. So there's something about daydreamy, I can do this, I don't have to do this, what's the next step? There's just that real feeling of that to me. I would be really, just be cautious, like just be cautious about moving too quickly. I feel like, it's almost like I don't think you should I think if something ends here, that understand you have a lot of choices, and that's always good because it's come up a lot, but also don't overthink when trying to make a decision or looking at where to go next or how to move forward. Because if you think too hard about it, it becomes anxiousness and hard things. So take a look at everything, understand it, use that, but don't stay in that area too long. Kind of try to move forward as quick as possible. We stay in that area, and I think that's why it's come up so much, is if we stay in this, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Which way, what direction? What should I do? It's just going to stall you out before you can move forward and take that energy forward. So I think that's all that is, and that's the understanding. So that's our reading for today. I hope you have a beautiful day. Hey, hit that thumbs up. It really does help.